Okay, so I'm going to keep both hands in shot to slow this down for you. The left hand parts are actually quite simple, but obviously the synchronization between the picking hand and the left hand are particularly important in a riff like this. Okay, what's going on? We're starting off with it's all octaves. It's starting off on a B, so it's the 7th fret on the low E, and you've got the 9th fret on the D. Okay, and slow. Okay, I'll do that again. And the picking pattern that I'm using is down. So I'll turn that down a bit. So I'm using down, 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 up, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. It's basic alternate picking based on down, up. At that kind of speed, this kind of, and because this pause is in the riff, you kind of get breaks where you get down, down, and so on. But it's based on that kind of mechanism, if you like. Okay, so that's the first part. Second part then drops down to still the same kind of pattern, the octave pattern, using the same note in 2 octaves. This time it's going to the 6th fret on the A string and the 8th fret on the G. I'll just tilt that angle over to give you a bit more room to say. And again, the picking. Okay, we get this descent now. Okay. Okay, so the pattern is kind of the same. It goes using these 2 notes. Okay, I'll slow it down for you. Okay, but the last 2 notes are actually just the riff moves up to the 6th string and the 4th string, same frets. Okay, before it moves down, still on the 6th and 4th strings to fret 5 and fret 7. Okay, now this time we're going to get the same kind of thing but as the first one, as the first pattern. Okay, with the same amount of plucks, the same plucking pattern, but the last 2 section, the last 4 notes if you like, moves up to fret 9 and 11 respectively. Okay, so if I do that part slow. Okay, followed by the last part which uses the open E, the low E, the 6th string, and the 9th fret on the G. So it's quite tricky to get the picking sort of nice and... But the way to get that quite easily without worrying too much about your string accuracy is whilst holding that 9th fret on the G with your 3rd finger, you can rest your 1st finger across the the A and D strings, and that allows you to play between the low E and this note on the G, okay, quite easily. Without worrying too much about clipping those strings, because if you do hit them, they won't really be heard, okay? And the riff is particularly quite, it's quite messy sounding, it's quite a scruffy distortion sound, and that adds to its character, so luckily you can get away with that. So if I play all those sections now slow, all together for you. Okay. And so on.